Is that a horse in the background? That is. Should I move it? Kind of don't want to. Hey there, welcome. My name is Lauren. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3. Today I want to share some things that I'm thankful for. So this video is a collaboration with Summer Myers. She is just fun and charming, but at the same time offers a lot of great wisdom and homeschool advice. She has 5 kids, all different ages. So when you're finished with this video, make sure you check out her channel. And then there's a playlist of other moms who are just kind of reflecting on what we're grateful for and thankful for in this season. So I feel like God laid on my heart, it came pretty quickly, actually, hard, difficult times. I'm sure you, just like everybody else, have been through some very difficult times. I know I have, especially the last few years. Things just felt like one thing after another. And maybe I'll get into that later on down the road, not today. But I do want to focus on the positive of those hard and difficult times. So obviously nobody wants to go through hard times. You know, we want our planned out life that is step by step and just smooth sailing, smooth waters. Other people can go through hard times and we'll be there for them. But for us, no thank you. We are good. We don't want troubles, trials, anything like that. Unfortunately, that, as we all know, is not realistic. This may seem very trite, but when we are facing those challenges, no matter what the challenge is to have that mindset of what good can come out of this and to be still thankful and grateful. And I know that can be so difficult because I have been through difficult times and I wasn't thankful and I wasn't grateful. I complained a lot. I cried a lot. I said, why me? Why me? Why am I going through this? What did I do to deserve this? And I have been guilty of that many different times. And so it is so easy to have that mindset to just feel sorry for ourselves. And I feel like in difficult circumstances, there is a little bit of room for that, for, you know, obviously room for grief and things like that. We're gonna still have those feelings. We're still going to be upset. We're human. We have emotions. That is how God created us. However, that doesn't mean that we cannot still try to find the good and to see how God can use that for His good and to make us stronger and to glorify Him more, to give us more empathy for down the line when somebody else is going through the same thing that we've experienced. There's going to be times where we go through a trial and we will not understand the point of it. Like, why did I go through this? Even years later, we won't understand, God, why did you put me through this? What good came of this? I don't see any good. And we may not see the good. We may not ever see it in our lifetime. But that doesn't mean that God has not used it ultimately for His good. All things work together for good. It doesn't mean that God is still not good and a good God, and that we will not become stronger and better for it and are more, I truly believe that the more adversity we face in our life, the stronger we become of it. And I have just seen in my life, in the lives of family members, you know, things that I've gone through and they have gone through that had several years ago it happened, it would have been a completely different outcome. And I think those times build upon each other to make us have a little bit of a thicker skin and for our goodness. And I also think that it just helps us to appreciate the good times as well, like to be thankful for them and to take them a little bit less for granted than we may have had we not gone through something terrible. But sometimes there is good that comes out of it and we're just not really, we don't notice it. We're callous. We go through the situation and it ends and then we're like, okay, good, that situation is over, on to life, right? And so we don't even realize, wait a second, that situation refined my character. It built my strength. It gave me more patience. It gave me more empathy. And if we're not very careful, we can go through those hard times and realize, and not even pay attention or realize that we have actually grown as a person because of that. And I always try to, and I'm definitely not perfect, but think of what good came out of this. You know, there is things that have happened that I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that could have happened. And it had the potential to be the worst thing that could have happened, but God didn't allow that. And terrible situations in life had turned themselves around to be actually one of a huge blessing in disguise and one of the greatest things that has happened. And we don't always get that. We don't always get the, wow, well, all's well that ends well. I know that was a terrible thing, but it turned out great. That doesn't always happen. But when it does, it just makes you so much grateful for that difficult time that you went through. Again, some things that I see, like the greater good and the bigger picture and how it all worked out for good. And, you know, those ones are very easy to be thankful for. But I've also had the ones where it's like, God, I still don't get it. I still don't understand why I had to do that and why that happened. And in those times, we still have to be thankful. Lastly, I also think that there's something a little bit, this may sound a little bit strange, but I feel like there's something almost special about going through a difficult time. It's like he's closer to you. There's a verse in Psalms 145, and it's basically like, if you weep, I will comfort you, and those who cry out to me, I will be close to them. There's been times on my darkest days, that is when I felt so close in the presence of the Lord, so close, and was just wrapped in comfort. And honestly, for that reason alone, it was worth going through it, just for the closeness that I had experienced, that I wouldn't have gotten had that not happened. And so for that reason alone, we can appreciate the difficult and hard times if we call out to God. Draw nigh to God, he will draw nigh to you. And he is there and he wants to comfort. And I think he shows a little bit extra love, comfort, grace, whatever the word is, for those who are suffering. I wish I had like 75 Bible verses, and I should, but there are so many scriptures talking about how he comforts the weak and how he stands next to the oppressed and how he will lift you. He will hold you with his hand. He will hold you in his hand and uplift you and give you wings to fly. And there's so many different passages and analogies to explain how he will be there for us. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. Whether you can look back at a time and try to heal from that and try to find the good and try to be thankful, even if you don't see the good of it, it will be very healing. In the future, it will make it a little bit easier next time we go through something hard, to have that reliance on him and to know that he will be there for us, and good will come of it, whether we see it now or not. And we will be stronger for it, closer to him, hopefully closer to him. Some people, obviously become tainted and go away from God. And, I can see why they would do that, because it's hard and they blame God and don't want to see that. But if you try not to let that mindset get to you and try to focus on drawing closer to him, he will be there to comfort you. And ultimately you will have more compassion, more empathy for others who are going through similar situations that you may not have had before, and you can be there for other people as well. Sorry, I feel like I was a little bit deep, a little bit preachy. I say everything with love and encouragement and blessings and just little tips that I have personally found that have been helpful to me. And you may already know all this, and maybe it's just a reminder to you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and make sure you go check out Summer's channel. Her video I will link below, as well as the playlist, so that you can see some other YouTube moms, to see kind of, again, what we're thankful for and what we are feeling this holiday season. Thank you so much again. You guys have the best day. Until next time, See you later.